reserves, or Ramsar sites, in those particular areas, the human activities are strictly prohibited. There are certain reasons in the national parks. There are certain reasons where the human activities are allowed. In the wildlife reserve, no human activities are allowed. But in the conservation area, human activities are equally allowed along with the conservation of the natural resources. So the conservation areas are such type of area that helps in conservation of the natural resources along with sustainable utilization of those particular resources. And altogether, there are 6 different conservation areas located in different places of our country. The last conservation areas that we have to read is the Makalu-Barun conservation area. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So when was Makalu-Barun conservation area? Can you established? Can you tell me?
Ma'am,
When was Makalu-Barun conservation area established? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, 2049 BS.
Ma'am, conservation area.
2049 BS. Makalu-Barun conservation was established in 2049 Vikram Sambat. And where is it located? As everything is given in your book, that is why I'm asking, and you have studied it beforehand also, yes? So where is it located? Where is Makalu-Barun conservation area located? Yes, hurry up. Where is Makalu-Barun conservation area located?
Solukhumbu, Sangasava and Solukhumbu.
Sankhwasava and Solukhumbu district. So Makalu-Barun conservation area, like other conservations area. So Manaslu conservation area was established. Manaslu and Makalu-Barun conservation area we were studying.
Manaslu.
Manaslu, yes.
Makalu.
Makalu-Barun conservation area. So basically, Makalu-Barun conservation area is also the national park. We can read it as the national park, and we can read it as the conservation area itself. It is named as the Makalu-Barun conservation area and national Makalu-Barun conservation area and national park. So all of the features that we study in the Makalu-Barun national park are similar to the Makalu-Barun conservation area. The only difference is that some of the human activities, sustainable human activities, are allowed in the Makalu-Barun conservation area, which is also in Makalu-Barun conservation reserve. So basically, Makalu-Barun conservation area or Makalu-Barun conservation area and national park was established in 2049 Vikram Sambat, and it occupies the total area of 1500 square kilometer. Okay, it occupies the total area 1500 square kilometer, and it lies in Solukhumbu district, Kosi zone and Solukhumbu district of Sagarmatha zone. So basically, 2 different districts are associated with the Makalu-Barun conservation area and national park. It conserves varieties of the mountainous organism, the mountainous animals, the animals that are found in the mountainous regions of our country, animals that are found in the higher Himalayan regions of our countries are protected in this particular region, as we have studied in the national park itself, as we have studied in the Makalu-Barun National Park. As we have studied that there are larger number of animal species protected in the Makalu-Barun National Park. So basically, in the Makalu-Barun conservation area also, similar species are protected in these particular areas. Similar species are protected in Makalu-Barun conservation area because both of these are similar. So basically, Basically, these are diversified in the ecosystem. Huge amount of plants and animal species can be found in this particular region. This particular region comprises of larger number of the plants and animal species. It is very, very rich in mammal species. It is very, very rich in bird species. Large amount of the bird species, 440 species of the birds can be found in this particular region. Besides these, there are 43 different species of the reptiles protected in this region, and 16 different species of the amphibians can be protected in the Makalu-Barun National Park and Conservation Areas. Besides these, there are some people joining with the random names and only the dot present in their names. I guess they have forgotten their names. So basically, along with these, there are several other national parks present in different territories of our country, like Manaslu Conservation Area, which lies in Gorkha District, Kanchenjunga Conservation Area, which lies in Tapejung District, Annapurna Conservation Area, similarly, Apinampa Conservation Area, which lies in Bachelor District, the Gaurisankar Conservation Area, and Black Buck Conservation Area. These all are the conservation areas which were established in different dates that occupies different total areas and that lies in the different places, different districts of our country. But the sole motto, the sole reason for the existence of these conservation areas in different parts of our country is to protect all the natural resources that is present in different places of our country. Basically, they have some conservation. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
in my book there is Apinampa conservation area.
Yes, there is also presence of Apinampa Conservation Area here.
Hey, there is no Makalu Barun conservation area.
Okay, Makaluburun Conservation Area and National Park. Both this is recently added, like the wildlife reserves are recently converted into the national park. The Makaluburun National Park is also converted into the conservation area. So basically, Makaluburun Conservation Area is also a national park. We can study it as the national park, or we can study it as the conservation area. We can call it as the Makaluburun National Park and Conservation Area. It recently converted in 2017, along with the wildlife reserve converted into the national parks. Makaluburun National Park was also converted into conservation area. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah. Yes.
I mean conservation area 7 of Black Buck Conservation Area. There is
Yes.
not.
Yes. Black Buck Conservation Area.
I mean book there is Krishna Sar Conservation Area.
Black buck is known as Krishna Sar in Nepali. Black buck is known as Krishna Sar in Nepali. So Black Buck Conservation Area and Krishna Sar Conservation Area are same. Black Buck Conservation Area or Krishna Sar Conservation Area, which lies in Gadia district, is basically established to protect this particular species, that is black buck or Krishna Sar. Krishna Sar is one of the very rare species that is present in our country. So, in order to protect the habitat of this country, this particular species, larger number of the Krishna Sar or larger number of the black bucks are found in the Gadia district. That is why the particular region of this district is converted into the conservation area for the protection of the Krishna Sar. So we can call it as the Black Buck Conservation Area or the Krishna Sar Conservation Area, which gives the same meaning. Black Buck, Krishna Sar are same species, only the Nepali name and the English name. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So any problem up to here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
That conservation area.
Yes, yes.
We can visit conservation area.
We can visit conservation area. There is no problem in visiting conservation area. We cannot go to core region. Listen, every protected area comprises of different regions. There are periphery region, there are the borderline region, and there are the core region. So it is very difficult to move towards core region in every protected area, whether it is the wildlife reserve or the national park or the conservation area. Otherwise, we can move towards the periphery region. The periphery regions are open for the visitors. The visitors can easily go for the jungle safari in their motors or by riding the elephants. The jungle safari can be easily done in the conservation areas as well as in the national park national park also. Only the area that we cannot visit is the wildlife reserve. Wildlife reserves are the four areas where the habitat of larger number of the species are gradually protected so that they can remain in their wild state for longer period of time. So human activities are basically not allowed in the wildlife reserve, but in the national park and conservation area, certain human activities are allowed. So we can easily visit these areas. Besides these, in the conservation area, the people can go and collect the fooders or the firewood, depending upon the rules that are made by the conservation area. The utilization of the resources that grows in the conservation areas can be done without any difficulty by the people living in this particular region. Clear? So next, I guess, yeah, you said, or you have already studied hunting reserve. There is only one hunting reserve present in our state, that is the Patan Hunting Reserve, which was established in 2041 Vikram Sambat and occupies a total area of 1325 square kilometer. As you have already studied, this is a separate area where the conservation of the animals are done, management of the animals are done, and time to time the legal hunting is also allowed in this areas. The people with the license, hunting license, can go to this reserve and then hunt some of the animals that are listed in the hunting reserve itself. Not the random hunting can be done in the Thulpatan hunting reserve, but only those species of animals whose numbers are very, very high, the animals which are very limp, which are very diseased animals, or which are very weak animals, those animals can only be hunted in this particular region. There are generally 6 blocks in this region. Thulpatan hunting reserves are divided into 6 different blocks. So there are certain blocks open in certain days. So according to that, the hunting can be done by legal hunters in the hunting reserve. It helps in conservation and protection of the animals. Besides these, it also helps to clear the diseased and unwell organisms that are present in the hunting reserve. Besides these, the time to time legal hunting also provides the refreshment to the hunters that are present within the territory of our country. Clear? Clear up to here? Yes.
That hunters
It is not that hunters get money for hunting. If the government personals lend or tell any of the persons to hunt those organisms that are that have become very wild, so they may get some money. But initially, if we want to go hunting, if we have the license and if we want to go hunting, we have to pay a certain amount of cash to the hunting reserve, and we can go for the hunting. We do not obtain money from the conservation area, the hunting reserve. We have to pay certain amounts of money. That also only in case if we have the license of hunting. If we have license of hunting, we have to obtain the license from the Nepal government. And if we have the license of hunting, we can reach to those areas, and then we have to pay certain amounts of money, and then we can go to hunting in the hunting reserve. Yeah. So next one is the status of the forest. As we all are very, very familiar, forest resources are equally important resources. Yes, forest resources are very, very important resources to protect the larger number of the plants and animal species that are present in different places of our country. We have studied wildlife reserve, national parks, and we have also studied the conservation areas. These all protected areas lies within the forest areas of our country. The forest area of our country is very, very big. We are very rich in the forest area. Larger number of forest areas are present in our country, and that helps in conservation and protection of varieties of the plants and animal species that are present in different territories of our country. Besides these, we all are very familiar. Not only the plant and animal species can be protected due to the forest area, there are several other beneficial factors that can be obtained from the forest design. We have been studying from the junior classes as well. Yes, as the forest areas are present, as larger amount of the forest areas are present, the oxygen that is present in the air gets refined time and again. The amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide gets balanced in the atmosphere because of presence of the enormous amount of the forest throughout the world. And in our country also, there is Milan Chola. Please stop writing. It is that Milan. So basically, the forest area helps in helps clearing the pollution that is present in the atmosphere. As the atmosphere gets polluted enormously because of the huge amount of carbon dioxide that is released into the atmosphere due to our burning of the chimneys, due to factories and industries, due to several other reasons. Dioxide can be purified with enormous amounts of the forest present in different regions or different places. So basically, forests are not only important for the protection of plants and animal species, they are also important for purification of the air so that the human beings and other living organisms can breathe properly. Not only that, we can obtain the firewood further from the forest area, which is one of the obvious factor. Similarly, the timber products that is obtained to build our houses, that is obtained to run varieties of the factories and industries, especially that is related to the furniture, that is obtained from the forest area. Similarly, the water cycle gets regulated because of the forest area. The timely rainfall, evenly rainfall that occurs into the forest area present in different places of the world and different places of our country. But gradually, the amount of the forest area that are present in our country is gradually decreasing day by day. As we can consider, from 2026 to 2037 Bikram Samvad, more than half of the forest land, more than half of our land was covered with the forest area. We can say more than 50% of our land was covered with the forest area from 2026 to 2037 Bikram Samvad. The total area of our country was covered out of 50.5% of our area. Nepal's land was covered with the forest area. That is why at that period of time a slogan was very, very popular. That is, Hariyoban Nepal Kudan, our green forest is the Nepal's wealth. That was the popular slogan among all the people living in different places of our country. But now only there is 39.60% of the total land covered by the forest area. We can easily identify from this data as well there is enormous decrease in the forest land within the territory of our country as the population has gradually increased, as the number of the people living in different places of our country has gradually increased. The forest areas have gradually decreased. Huge number of the forest area or huge amount of the forest area has been decreased, has been cleared of that or to utilize that as the agricultural land or convert that into the settlement areas. With the increasing of population, with the migration of the population from one region to another region, with the growing population that is taking place within the territory of our country, the amount of the forest area is gradually decreasing. And in today's context, as the 39.60% of the total land is covered with the forest areas. These total areas gradually comprises of varieties of substances. It comprises of different types of substances. There are presence of palm trees, there are presence of piso, khayar, simal, are found in different regions of our country. Besides these, there are also presence of several other species. There are presence of the snap, there are presence of hothouse, pilani, bamboo, varieties of plant species that are found within the territory of forest area. Most of these species, larger number of such species, are the medicinal plants that are found inside the territory of our country. We studied more than 7,000 medicinal plants are found within the territory of our country. Out of those plants, only 500 species, 10% are economic plants. Either of them, and some of them cannot be grown because of the varieties of the reasons. Some of them are not identified by the scientists themselves. So very limited amount of the medicinal plants could be explored by the people that are found within the innermost territory of the forest area. But as we can see, with the increasing number of the population, with the increasing number of the people, these forest areas are degrading day by day. They are cutting the forest area, they are migrating from one place to another place and cutting forest area and converting it into the settlement area. As the people increases, their needs and demands also increases. So with their needs and demands, gradually the forest area, gradually the trees that are present in the forest areas are decreasing day by day. With require, or we are cutting down the forest area not only for the settlement area, make varieties of the things for converting it into the agricultural land, similarly to convert it into the industrial area, to obtain the wood, firewood, or timber product from the forest area. Gradually the forest areas are decreasing. Besides this, the overgrazing of the cattle also has led to some massive deforestation into the different places of our country. The forest areas are very, very important to us, really important to they provide us with the natural fertility, they provide us with the timely rainfall, they provide us with the help in recycling of the environment itself. It provides shelter to the enormous numbers of plants and animal species within its particular territory. It also helps in exploring the tourism industry within the territory of our country. So basically, forest is very important to us. It is playing very, very important role in developing the country. But with the increasing population, with the gradual increase of the population in different places, slowly area is degrading day by day, and we are facing the varieties of the consequences due to the decreasing number of forest areas. As the forest area decreases, we are facing varieties of the problems. As there is greater importance of the forest area, we have seen varieties of the production of the forest area. With the decrease in the forest area, these problems are arising. For example, the forest area is important for the raw materials for certain industries. So these industries are facing crisis with the in decreasing forest area. Industries are facing crisis and not obtaining the good amount of raw materials for running their industry. Similarly, we can obtain food or fuel products from the forest area, but gradually when the forest area keeps on decreasing, the amount of the food products from the animals, the amount of the food products that we obtain for our domestic animals, the amount of the fuel in the form of the firewood, this all also gradually keep on decreasing. Whenever there is lesser number of the trees in different places, there are chances of natural disasters such as soil erosion, similarly the flood, that landslide occurs in those particular places. Gradually, the global warming rises, the temperature of the Earth's surface also rises. With the increasing number of the forest area in different places of our country. Not only that, the natural balance will decrease. Similarly, there will be larger number of plants and animal species will be endangered or that will lose their habitat, and gradually they will also be lost from the earth's surface or the particular places. Varieties of the medicinal plants will be destructive. So basically it leads to different types of problems when the forest areas are degraded or forest areas are not present in different places or different territories. These forest areas can provide us with varieties of the forest products, as you have in your book also. Varieties of the forest products can be obtained from the forest area. We have studied in the national parks and wildlife reserves also. There are several types of products that can be obtained. As we all know, forest area provides us with the firewood. Firewood is one of the very, very important fuel that is needed for people living in the village areas or village regions. The village regions basically do not comprising of LPG gases or natural gases. So people living in those regions already have to depend upon the forest product to obtain or to cook their food and to utilize it as the fuel resources. So forest products basically provide us with the fuel products, provides us with the wood and timber products to build our houses. The medicinal plants, varieties and larger amount of the medicinal plants can be obtained from the forest area so that people can live their life without any difficulty. People can live their life without facing any type of problems. These basically can be divided into several types. The forest products can be divided into several types, such as the timber product. Forest area provides us with the timber product. Huge amount of timber product can be obtained from the forest area. Larger amount of the timber product can be obtained from the forest area that can be utilized for varieties of the regions. The timber product that is found in different places of our country, found in Hindi region, Sarai region, or Himalayan region of our country, basically helps in different factors. They are useful for building of the houses. They are useful to convert into the
Ma'am, can
varieties
you
of the
repeat your slide?
Yes.
Can you show previous slide, ma'am?
Previous slide means which slide? Importance?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Importance of forest.
Okay. So basically, the
Okay, ma'am.
timber products are used for varieties of the reasons, different types of reasons, ecological reasons in our country, and according to the ecological reasons, varieties of the plant species, varieties of the tree species can be found in those reasons. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes, Vaishali.
attendance.
May
Attendance.
the time is about to be finished.
Yes, ma'am.
12 minutes.
Only 10 minutes left.
You want attendance so that you can quickly do attendance and then become Sumatad. Hmm? Okay, I've sent for other species of the trees can be found in these particular regions. So basically, these trees that are found in different regions of our country, whether it is the Himalayan region, hilly region, or the Karai region of our country, these can be used for different purposes. They can be used for the furniture, they can be used as the fuel products, they can be used for the building of our houses. The weak wood products that are obtained from the forest area can be used for the firewood products. Similarly, the small plants that are obtained from the trees that can be used as the fodder of the animals. Similarly, the strong steel bags can be used as a furniture to build different types of furniture products. So to run the industry and for many more purposes, build our houses, to run the industry, to provide the food up to the animals, the timber product plays very important role in the life of the individual person, especially in the village area. So I guess if you all have got your book, in your book you can find a small table. Can you find a small table in your book?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So there is given the name of the plant, useful part, and uses of the particular plant. Yes. So what you need to do is you need to write the name of the plant and write which part of that particular plant is useful. Similarly, what is the use of that particular part? Whether it is used as a firewood product, or it is used as a fodder, or it is used for building of the houses or building of the furniture. Can you do that? It is given in your book. There is only give three names. You need to find five names of different tree species, different plant species that is found in your locality, and then write down the useful part of that plant along with the uses of the plant. Clear?
Ma'am, we have to do in copy.
Yes, you have to do it in copy. So any problem up to here?
No, ma'am.
Then we write that tree also.
Yes. Write the name of the tree. In name of the plant, you are not supposed to write tree, herb, or shrub. Write the name of the plant itself, such as harrow. Yes. So what is the useful part of the harrow and why is harrow used? Similarly, you have write chilaune tree. So what is the useful part of that particular tree and what is its use? So you have to write that.
Then we have to write five.
Yes. You have to write at least 5 of them. Next, yes. Question is itself given in your book. There is activity 2 in your book. Yes. If you there is activity 2 in your book. The question is given there: what type of plants are found in your area, for what purpose those plants are used, and observe and that table below. So there are given only 3 tables. You have to make it 5 in your copy and write the name of 5 different plants that are present in your locality area, which part is useful and what are the uses of those plants. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So similarly, the next product that is found in the forest area is the medicinal plants, which we have already studied before. Also, there are varieties of the medicinal plants that are found in different regions, different places of our country. We can find different types of medicinal plants in different places of our country. Before we studied national park, we have already studied different varieties of the medicinal plants that are found in the territories of our country. Larger varieties of medicinal plants can be found according to the climatic condition, according to the altitudinal variation. Varieties of the medicinal plants can be found in different regions of our country. We have already studied that more than 800 species of the medicinal plants are found in different territories of our country, and some of these medicines are really very expensive, which can also help in enhancing the economic status of the people living within the territory of our country. We have studied about different plant and animal species. Some are very common, which can be found in almost all of the region around our houses. Also, we can find these particular type of medicinal plants such as harro and burro, very common. Bozo also. These are very common medicinal plants that are found within our territory that are basically used for curing of the common cold. Similarly, there is also amala, which is found in the hilly region of our country. The amala is particularly useful for varieties of the poses, and it is basically used to prepare the hair tonic. It basically helps us in hair loss. It does not let our hair fall if we use the for the preparation of the shampoos that helps in preventing the hair loss. Amala is greatly utilized. Beside these, there is sarpaganda, asuro, and many more other species that are found in the Tarai region of our country. Similarly, in the Himalayan region that we have already studied, in the higher Himalayan region, we can find greater varieties of the plant species, Sarpaganda, Jatamashi, yes. Similarly, Yasha Gumba and many more other plant species can be found, which can be used as a greater medicinal values. The plants such as Cipro. The plants such as Cipro, these are used to treat varieties of diseases, throat, haturo, even the tumor that is found within our kitchens. Yes, tumors are one of the basic ingredients that is present within our kitchen. So these are also used for varieties of the purposes. They are used to treat the common colds, and they are used to help in enhancing our immune system. Even the spices that are present in our kitchens, those are the example of the medicinal herbs that are present in our country, such as ginger, garlic, similarly the turmeric powder. These all are known to treat, or these all are known to enhance our immune system so that we can protect ourselves from the varieties of the diseases. Besides this, last time also we have studied several other varieties of the plant species that are found and that works as a medicine, such as Pasonli, the Tamasi, Yasa Gumba, which are one of very rare species that is found in different places, different regions of our country. These are very rare. The numbers are very less, which found in higher hilly region, or which are found in higher Himalayan region, which basically grows in the cold climatic condition. But these plants have huge medicinal values. They can treat, or they can protect us against different types of diseases. We can protect ourselves from varieties of the diseases. We can protect ourselves from different types of problems if we inhale, or if we consume these particular types of plants without any difficulty. Among these, not only these plants are useful to us, among these plants are also one of those varieties of the plants that are very rare, and that are very expensive in nature. For example, Yasha Gumba. Yasha Gumba can be taken as a tonic, which is energizing the particular person. And these are very rare species that can be found in the higher mountainous region that grows in very cold climate. And these are very expensive type of medicine that is found within the territory of our country. Besides this, the rhododendron species, more than 30 species of the rhododendron can be found in different places of our country, and that is also one of the very medicine that can cure, that can treat large number of the diseases. Similarly, about 70 species, there are 800 species of medicinal plants found in our country. About after, besides that, among those 800 species, about 70 species of the medicinal plants are exported to the different places of our country. The Yasagumba, Jatamasi, Laghu Patra, Pachauli, these all are the species that Kamisha, these all are the species that are Kamisha Regni. These all are Sangam Bagale, Kamisha and Sangam. I'm going to write your name here.
Ma'am.
Pramisha, you haven't given a single, given most of the exam, and you come here and then just start writing on the slide. Huh? To illegal collection of these plants and illegal Sangam Karki. So basically, this has helped in growing the illegal collection and export of the medicinal plants that has resulted in extinction of some of the valuable medicinal resources, medicinal plants that are present within our country. Large number of the plants are in the verge of extinction, like the Zatamasi, Ashagumba. These all plants are in the verge of extinction. These all plants are in the verge of extinction because of the illegal activity